Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing an article that I wrote several years ago. I'm creating this video presentation at this time because I've noticed that I did not create a presentation of this article until now. To read the article, I'll put my glass back on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. You're an important part of my process, and I always enjoy our times together. Here's the article: Answering the Call That Never Came, Pursuing Our Destinies. And this is a two-part article, and I'm going to be reading both parts on this particular video presentation to consolidate both parts. Here's the article. Hello and welcome back to Second Chance to Live, my friend. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to visit with me. Thank you. I am in the process of placing my video presentations in categories, which I've completed, by the way, as I recently did with the articles that I've written during the past 87 months. In the process of compiling my video presentations of self-disclosure, I realized that I did not have a video presentation of an article that I wrote in October of 2009. The article Answering the Call. For many years, I felt like someone all dressed up with nowhere to go. Although I diligently applied myself to everything that I put my hand to, no one seemed to want what I had to offer. After giving up on the notion or idea that I needed someone to recognize my value, I answered the call that never came. I will reprint the article in two parts and then make a video presentation of the article, and below is part one of the article. As you read or listen, watch this presentation, may you be encouraged to answer your call. Here's the first part: Answering the Call That Never Came, Pursuing Our Destinies, Part 1. Hello and welcome back to Second Chance to Live. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to visit with me. I want to share something with you that I learned and was recently reminded of through an article that my mom forwarded to me. The article brought the lesson back to my memory. For many years, I waited for someone, a group, an organization, a church, an employer, or a relationship to recognize my worth and value. For many years, I bought into the notion that I had to obtain some type of stamp or validation of approval before my gifts, talents, and abilities could be deemed to be valuable and worthwhile. Sure, I used my gifts, talents, and abilities, but I did not feel as though my gifts, talents, and abilities were that significant. Consequently, I spent many years waiting and hoping for the call. When the call to use my gifts, talents, and abilities did not come, I felt inadequate. I felt insignificant. I felt less than the individuals who were recognized and validated for their gifts, talents, and abilities. Consequently, I became discouraged and despondent. Now I'll read part 2 of the article. My discouragement and despondency continued to persist until I became sick and tired of being sick and tired. When I became sick and tired of being sick and tired, I became willing and motivated to look for solutions. Through being open to solutions, I had a spiritual awakening. I realized that the call I had been waiting for that never came from outside of me was already inside of me. In my willingness, I realized that I no longer needed the approval or validation of an organization, church, employer, or a relationship to use my gifts, talents, and abilities. I realized that I no longer needed to wait for an organization, church, employer, or relationship to recognize and validate what I valued and considered essential. With my realization, I started on a quest to use my gifts, talents, and abilities to pursue what I valued and considered important. Through my quest, I continued I discovered that I could use my gifts, talents, and abilities through writing and speaking. On February 6, 2007, I started on my journey to encourage, motivate, empower, and share hope through my articles and later video presentations. My delivery would be a weblog, and I would name the weblog Second Chance to Live. To read about my quest of discovery, please click on this link. And on my website, in the article, I have a link to an article that I wrote called Backstory of Second Chance, where I share the progression of what I did prior to arriving and beginning creating Second Chance to Live. Today's thought. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. What we possess is on the inside of us, our call, our passions. Our call, regardless of our disability or limitations, is waiting to be pursued, one step at a time. Be bold and courageous, my friend. You do not have to wait to be approved or validated. Take one step at a time. And remember, as you walk, the journey involves a process, not a destination. You will discover how to use your passions. You have already been validated. Your call resides within you. Answer the call, and as you walk, trust the process, trust the loving God, and trust yourself. More will be revealed to us. Here are several quotes that I have really been a blessing and a benefit to me since I started Second Chance to Live. The first quote is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It says, insist on yourself. Never imitate your own gift. You can present every moment with the cumulative force of a whole life's cultivation. But of the adopted talent of another, you only have an extemporaneous half possession. Do that which is assigned to you, and you cannot hope too much or dare too much. By Ralph Waldo Emerson, as I said. The second quote and final quote is by Henry David Thoreau. If you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams and endeavor to live the life that you have imagined, you will meet with success unexpected in common hours. And again, that's by Henry David Thoreau. This is the end of part 2 of the two-part article. I want to thank you for being here. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to us in time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. Thank you again for your time. So long now.